Hey, we got the finals. It is underway. Looks like Ricky went first, played an island, and then Will just got a mountain out and is shuffling.
Every day he's shuffling.
Well, every first turn he does a fetch land anyway. This is the finals. This is Stasis versus Will's very own long reach Sligh, a very different, very innovative, in my opinion, Sligh list. No ball lightnings.
So what are the other major changes that he has in his list?
He's playing some Reckless Abandons. Okay. He's playing some... This is in his list. He's playing Goblin... What's his name?
Patrol?
No, the 2/1 that when you block it...
Oh, Cadets.
Goblin Cadets. He's playing Goblin Cadets. He's playing Reckless Abandon. Can sacrifice creatures for 4 damage. Playing Browbeat. It's a Punisher card. Your opponent either pays 5 life or lets you draw 3 cards.
Let's see if I can get his deck list.
He's playing a Death Spark, I think.
You don't have it here. I thought I handed it to you earlier at some point, but
you probably did.
We'll see if we can figure it out. Okay, so I'll update these life totals as the game progresses. We've got the Stasis player at 18 while Sly's at 19. Okay, so Forsaken City as your second land typically is a sign of weakness from the Stasis player that you don't have a lot of lands in play, because that's not one you typically want to tap.
And unlike the last Sligh deck, this deck has some wastelands.
All right, and that is very important in this matchup. I mean, Stasis will often be leaning on the ability to untap and pay for Stasis with that Forsaken City.
Will's a regular at the store, and I've talked to him about this deck at length for weeks now. But a lot of changes, a lot of little innovations and experiments all through that time.
This Jackal Pup is right in the middle of the red zone. That's where it belongs, right?
Yeah, that's what that area is supposed to be for. Not your pernicious deed.
The islands are kind of creeping up there, and the Jackal Pup returns. Look, that was a good in the red zone. Come back.
Yeah, that's that is a red zone working as Richard Garfield intended.
Yes. All right, we got an impulse at the end of turn. I saw Boomerang was one of the cards in there, but I think other islands is Ricky must have drawn I was looking at how many lands he had, and I think he kind of he does have a bunch of lands. No, that's the impulse pile. Is it 5 cards though?
Okay.
Is he looking at? Hold on, was that impulse with 5 cards?
It looks hold on. 4.
Oh. All right. Well, maybe I got that wrong, but
it looked like 4 to me. But I didn't. Can you rewind it?
No.
Somebody rewind the stream and tell us those 5 cards.
All right, so Stasis player's looking on tap, but he's facing a pretty formidable board. Anytime there's 2 Jackal Pups, the Sligh deck's pretty happy.
Anytime the red deck can say attack for 5, that's a Mishra's Factory from Will as well. He's playing 4 Mishra's Factories.
Which, I mean, and in this matchup, I don't think it's necessarily going to shine. I guess it gets around counter magic.
Bad.
It gets around counter magic, but
it's not great either though. You're paying 2 mana for 2 damage, which is a bad rate against Stasis.
Yeah. But I can see it in a lot of other matchups that you can get a lot of value out of attacking with a Mishra's Factory.
It's kind of right where you want to be against Stasis, is being able to sit there with a whole bunch of lands untapped.
Yeah, and the burn deck does a good job of setting up the ability to have a bunch of spells that the Stasis deck needs to counter. And especially if he's able to whittle his life down right now before a Stasis comes down, then things are looking pretty good for the red player right now.
Totally.
All right, Chain of Vapor is going to target a Jackal Pup.
It's kind of a desperation.
Yep.
Shot. He's going to shoot him for 2 with this. Well, no. First he's going to Lightning Bolt.
Yeah, Hashseed, you're asking about with the deck list will make it to TC decks. Yeah, I will. I'll post the top 8 there. I do know it does take a number of days, I think, to get it approved.
We might even post all of them. But maybe not.
You could, that website only allows like the top 16, but I will have
Really?
in some form or fashion. I will be typing up all the deck lists, and I have like a database for the tournaments that I've organized. So that would be the Spring Flings and Fall Brawls. So
Me and Mike are going to replay every match from the tournament and see like
what actually should have happened.
What could have happened.
Gabe's
just
loving
wanted to throw some more empty promises out there.
I want to know how many people in the chat are they Stasis fans because they like to cast it, or are they Stasis like does it? I don't know if anyone can really enjoy playing against Stasis, but I enjoy casting it. I don't know. I enjoy winning the game of Magic in any way possible. So
I don't. I just can't do it.
Can't do it. Have you tried it though? What was the last time you done it? Maybe you're a changed man.
Maybe there's two. I don't know. I either want my opponents to lose because one of my creatures bit them, or it took direct damage from something in my hand.
I was gonna say maybe it's like a store owner. You don't want to Stasis lock people out because they just might not show up to your shop anymore.
Honestly, I do avoid playing decks that are going to be bad experiences.
Yeah, I mean that makes a lot of sense.
That's not for like. But I don't like playing those kinds of decks anyway.
Okay. So Grim Lavamancer end of turn is gonna use some cards to turn into damage, and I mean I have a hard time thinking that like Ricky's gonna be able to come out of this game.
Yeah. He has to like string several turnabouts in a row, which he doesn't play. I don't know. Will doesn't seem like he's having a bad time right now.
He's gonna go to 1.
Well,
Chain of Vapor keeping him alive, but
Death Spark. I want to see it. How many people are watching us?
We have currently 126 viewers. So thanks everyone for tuning in and helping make this tournament real special for us. But we're really enjoying giving you some coverage of the pre-modern format.
This has been just awesome.
Yeah.
Like people have been thanking me all day for doing the event, and I'm kind of just in heaven seeing everybody come out here and play pre-modern. It's like just like putting something together where some people are like enjoying something that we've been enjoying for a long time playing this format.
Yeah, it's fun to kind of share this format. People are, a tournament's here. Like, this is something I'm willing to try out. And because there have been a lot of people, this is their first time playing pre-modern, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how to gauge it, but I feel like it's over half the tournament if I had to guess.
Oh, yeah. I bet half of the people have never played pre-modern here. All right, that's going to be game 1. Will takes... Did you tell me it was best of 3 or best of 5? Or
I didn't say anything, so I think it's just that they're playing a best of 3.
I think it's just going to be best of 3. You know, like a regular old match of Magic.
I really do enjoy like best of 5s, but I mean like people travel and like if they kind of like plan on it taking a certain amount of time, like you can't always say like, oh, now we're suddenly going to do a best of 5 and they have to like allocate hours to their day. So
where'd our envelopes go? Did Jordan take them? All right.
Yeah, so the chills from the sideboard, we saw those come in last game. I think that is a card that Ricky is eyeing.
Should we show the envelopes? Okay.
Sure. We'll jump over here. So we got an actual blue envelope for the winner of the pre-modern tournament.
It's wow, my hair. It's a tribute to the classic. Classically, if you won a Pro Tour qualifier, it came in a blue envelope. And that was your invitation to the Pro Tour. So I kind of wanted to go with kind of a PTQ theme, so I did that. And this is just a special envelope I made for the runner-up. Yeah. All right, I'm done.
So the players are sideboarding. Yeah, I think Chill is our right player, and then Red Blast. I'm going to look around real quick to see if I can find the actual deck list for William.
Yeah, you have Ricky's, right?
No, I don't think I have.
Maybe I think I had Ricky. I think I have Ricky's.
Oh, Ricky's is right here, so you can take a look at this.
So last time you just brought in Chills and Blue Boss, right?
Yeah, those are the cards we saw. Oh, what are the other cards in the sideboard?
He's got Tormod's Crypt, he has Annul, he has Cursed Totem, he has Hurkyl's Recall, he has Mana Short, and Ensnare.
Yeah, I don't think we saw any of those other cards that you mentioned.
It's possible Ensnare would come in, but
yeah,
could gain him 6 life.
And I don't know. We kind of talked about this. I don't know if like, I guess I have to. I don't think the players know like the exact deck list. Like it's not that Ricky has not seen a deck list from William, so he doesn't know that he's like on kind of a different version of Sligh.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, I think he's gonna be surprised by some things he runs into.
Because I mean that game looked pretty normal. I guess like Mishra's Factory was there. That was something like isn't quite stock.
Also, I don't think Ricky has played much Premodern either, so he probably isn't. He probably isn't super familiar with.
Like if he wouldn't know what stock, like
everybody's stock list. Yeah.
I think it's on your laptop.
Is that on top of the computer there?
Right, we've located the deck list.
We found it.
Stormcrow trumps the Falcon. Oh, Zephyr Falcon. Okay, I was trying to think. Zephyr Falcon would be a pretty good tech against Stasis, right?
Oh yeah, can't lose. So Will's board is 2 Pyroblast, 1 Red Elemental Blast, one Parasitic Pillar, 2 Winter Orb, which is interesting, I think, against Stasis actually. Like
the way it. So wait, Winter Orb.
Well, he can't Chain of Vapor his Stasis to untap his lands. Importantly.
Well,
you skip your untap stuff with Stasis, so it doesn't like let him untap lands under Stasis, but it does give him a little protection against Ricky bouncing his Stasis and untapping his lands.
Oh, I understand what you're saying. Okay. That would be. I would not think of that. I do understand the interaction. Yeah, it doesn't give that reset that Stasis awesome does, but that would be an interesting thing to see if that actually came in. Okay, so we see a turn 1 Black Vise, so Ricky's applying pressure to the red deck though without the lock.
I think Will has the Gorilla Shaman in his hand. He has 1 Gorilla Shaman main and 1 in the board, so he has the Vice answer right out the gate.
Gorilla Shaman is,
but he got dazed.
Not something that I've typically seen, but I mean in this spot it seems great.
Well, it's not here.
Well, he tried. Alright, Grim Lavamancer, so not only is it good to just get some threats on the board, but he's also reducing his hand size, so he takes less damage from the Black Vise. So if you had the choice of like leading with Gorilla Shaman, Jackal Pup, and Grim Lavamancer, are you prioritizing any one more than the other? Like was the Gorilla Shaman bait in any way? Or
I don't know. I mean, are you gonna play Jackal Pup so that your Gorilla Shaman so your Jackal Pup doesn't get countered?
Yeah, I don't know.
I think I don't know. Turn 1. I think if I can get my opponent to bounce their island.
Yeah, I
want that. So I almost think you want to play your best thing, so they have to daze it. You know.
Well, and I mean, I don't even know which one is better, is Jackal Pup or Gorilla Shaman, because they both seem pretty good in that spot.
Will tries to play a Incinerate, but can't.
Oh, because of chill.
We talked about boarding extra lands against stuff like Stasis and Chill, or against Chill specifically.
So, I mean, from the spot, obviously deploying spells is going to be difficult for for William, but he still has like the recurring source of damage with the creatures, and
he can still, he's got 4 lands now. He can
pay for so much. Like in my mind, somewhere I always want to think that chill is 3 more. It's like a gloom, but no, it's just 2. Just 2.
Just 2.
And here, okay, so we've seen a lot of Chain of Vapors on Jackal Pups.
We have.
So, I mean, it's a way for Ricky to keep his life total ahead. I mean, because
Ricky's missing a Stasis of any kind.
Yes.
He's got full-on lands in his hand.
All right, so here we have a lightning bolt at end of turn.
Fire off a bolt.
And that's going to resolve.
Gonna shoot him for 2. Take him to 6.
I mean, this is a pretty efficient turn. Also, like, if Stasis doesn't come down soon, like, this Grim Lavamancer is going to make pretty quick work, I think, of Ricky.
Between you and me, I've never liked chill.
Yeah.
I don't like. Just I've beaten so many chill. Like I never like. I know it's like it can be very frustrating to play against a chill. In the games it beats you, it feels like there's no possible way, and that chill absolutely beat me. But there are also games where it doesn't do much, you know.
I do respect it against like this type of matchup. I know there are certain decks like that are red decks like goblins. I don't think it's good against goblins, but I do understand what you're saying. Like here, this chill, while it did something, it isn't enough. It's not doing the right things.
Yeah.
And that's just because of how many lands that William's drawn, and the lack of like really interactive cards that Ricky's drawn. Okay, so
we got another chill.
How do you feel about a second chill? It's getting cold in here.
Well, I have a Mishra's Factory in place, so it doesn't hurt too much. I don't think.
Yeah, and I think a Fire Blast is looming.
And also he has I think he just plays Fire Blast in response here.
I think so too. All right, so Fire Blast.
He's gonna do 4.
He's not actually floating mana. He's just paying 2 mana. So
he's paying 2. Yeah, and it's gonna get foiled with 3 cards. Ricky's got 1 card left in his hand, and I think we know it's an island.
Yeah, but at this spot, like, you just have 4 on the board. You have Mishra's Factory and Grim Lavamancer.
He is dead on board here.
And here
Wilson, I think I got this. I'm being as careful as possible, I think.
Well, I mean, also, like, if you did talk about if someone's not familiar, you're not. Something could happen. And
right. Oh, yeah, definitely.
And he'll finish up.
Boom. And Will Hirst is the champion.
There you go. The red deck takes it down. So.
The red deck takes it down.
And I mean, we did talk about like the differences of the Sligh deck, and they didn't really show up in this match. I mean, like, I think Ricky finishes this, and it's a pretty standard Sligh list that he played against. Like, Mishra's Factory, I think, is the only like different card that we really saw, right? A Gorilla Shaman, I guess, yes. But yeah, the red deck takes it
Somebody's
down.
logged in as me somewhere. I think in the store, maybe. I think that's John at the computer watching this match.
All right.
He's
it's someone who really likes J-Bro, apparently.
Yeah,
so.
I would say all these things myself. So they're doing an amazing role play of me. But yeah, congratulations, William Hirst and Ricky Thorson, for getting in the finals. I'm going to go present some envelopes to the winners, and thank you for watching. We'll probably get Will in the booth to talk to him a little bit too. So stay tuned.
So I'll hang out with chat, and if BK is going to go talk to the players real quick, so I'll hang out until we get things situated with our player. We might bring Will in the booth to kind of talk about his experience. But yeah, I guess I will take this time to thank everyone who has tuned in. Really cool to see the excitement coming from the chat. I see a lot of new people, but then also like the mainstay people that I've seen in my chat. So I appreciate everyone showing up. Really enjoyed doing it. So our players are getting it. So Ricky gets an invasion booster, and it's actually it's like a sorry for your loss card. I think here I have a photo of what BK sent it to me, and I need to read it on stream because it's kind of funny how like fitting it is for someone who like just lost in the finals of a tournament. Let's see if I can find it. Okay, so it says, right now, when your loss is so fresh, it may be difficult for you to imagine that this pain will ever go away. But in time, the blessing of God's unfailing grace will soften the hurt that you're feeling and bring your heart the peace and comfort and hope that it needs to heal. So it's kind of a funny card that someone second place gets, but and then the blue envelope goes to our winner, William Hirst. So crack the packs. I am anti-cracking packs, but you guys can do whatever you want with your boosters. But it's pretty cool to get those old cards. Invasion booster packs are really cool prize, even for second place. So. All right, those who have been in chat, like, what matchups did you really enjoy? Were there any matchups that you did not enjoy watching, or if there's things for future streams that we could try and change and do a little bit better? I'm curious if anyone has any input. I might be able to apply it to stuff. As a rock player, where you say you can beat Sligh, you can. I mean, people say that it's slightly in Sligh's favor. I think it's slightly in Rock's favor, and especially of any deck, like the only deck that I think has like a really lopsided match against Sligh is like the Dreadnought decks, especially game 1. But I think the Rock has like all the tools to kind of be set up against Sligh. Doesn't enjoy anything involving Stasis. Yeah, I do agree that the Stasis is kind of like an acquired taste. Here, I mean, we're gonna put it on because it's in the finals and whatnot, and I can understand that, but I do draw my Bayless a lot, yeah. Glad that you enjoyed it, Caustic. J-Reese, if you're interested in seeing more content, I do have a YouTube channel, the Cloudguard Ranger. I have accumulated a lot of different types of stuff. Some of the stuff I do commentary on. Those are top 8s of like the Spring Fling or Fall Brawl. I put on a series kind of similar to the Vintage Super League, which was called the Premodern Showdown series. I did that with Flint. That's MTG PhD. That's in the chat. We've done 3 seasons of that. I record my matches that I play every month. I do it with a hand camera, and then I do some Magic Online matches that I record typically with Lester that I do commentary through my games. So different types of content that I produce if you enjoyed the Premodern world, and there's lots of other Premodern content creators as well if you're interested in watching. Can I make this weekly? Unfortunately, I don't think I have the ability to devote that much time, but it would be really fun if we can get this more regularly, and I think the expectation is that we are going to try and do this in the somewhat near future, because from what I've heard, it's all been positive experiences from not only the players but the viewers, and even BK has really enjoyed twice a week, I guess. Yeah, I just full-time job as a Premodern streamer. Yes, I am in charge of the Spring Fling. So I guess for those not familiar, twice a year I host a tournament online through the Premodern Online Play Facebook group. I'm the tournament organizer for the Spring Fling, and it's pretty similar to the monthly tournaments that we are run by Andrew Walker, but the Spring Flings are a little bit different, and we give Andrew a break. But they have 2 different batches, so you get set for 4 opponents, and then you'll get set for, after those are completed in like 2 weeks, you get to play 4 new opponents, and those are based on your record. So that's what the Spring Fling, and then we do a top 8 for that. And so I typically do coverage for the top 8 tournaments of the Spring Fling and Fall Brawl. Yes, you will need to submit your deck list for the Spring Fling so that I have it. Anyone who registers, there's a way to submit your deck list there. There are some some leagues that are informally run on Magic Online. It's not a like officially supported format, but we just use like the freeform format. And so if you do look, if you're interested in playing on Magic Online, I would recommend joining the Premodern Discord, and then there's ways to get in contact with people who are interested in playing there, and you just do like a pickup game on Magic Online. When is the Spring Fling? The Spring Fling starts on April 1st. It goes through all the month. Let me try and find. I made a YouTube video that kind of goes over all the details. So let me find the link to that. And that should give you all the information that you probably will need to join. All right. Okay, so this should be the YouTube link. That has like a lot of the details for the Spring Fling. You can register there. You will need to be part of the Facebook group Premodern Online Play if you're not already, because that's where we do a lot of the communication. But if you're a new player and you're interested in playing the Premodern format, you can play webcam games with the Spring Fling, and that link should kind of set you up with everything you need. You don't need a deck photo initially submitting for the Spring Fling. If you do make the top cut, the top 16 or top 8, I will request the deck photo from them. All right, we got our champion in, so
Maybe we should have escalating condolences cards next time.
I'm gonna, yeah. All right, I'm gonna sit down. I'll BK. You can handle the interview, and then let's just talk to our player, our champion.
All right.
Hey, we got our champion, Will Hirst, Misty Mountain regular.
What's up, everybody? How we doing?
Will, congratulations.
Oh, thank you very much.
Tell us about your journey.
Well,
I see a chill on the screen. Mike left that up there. It seems a little mean.
It's a little mean.
Yeah.
But to be fair, I mean, they're a wonderfully designed card, and I was able to get around it. My journey in Premodern began by seeing yourself, and I actually believe Michael himself, you were in town, and I saw Jackal Pups and land taxes on the field.
All right.
And I was very interested because I hadn't played those cards in years. What is this? And I watched you a couple times, and I actually said Premodern, okay. And I think you gave me a link or something. And the first deck I built and I went to, I started brewing that night. Mm-hmm. And the first deck I built and that I wanted to play today was Balancing Act with Terravores and the Brush Hoppers or Bush Hoppers, whatever they're called. And I was hooked. The nostalgia of playing these cards, where it feels like, and I've been telling everybody all day, it's like the format feels at worst 60-40 most of the time.
Can we take this chill down so they can see Will's face?
They don't need my
It looks
face.
like it's like a talking chill next to me.
It's like, hello,
Sorry.
Sid. Hey, how you doing? But
No, he's just got to sit further.
yeah,
Further
yep,
over.
we'll get nice and cozy. It's a very nostalgic format for somebody who came up with it or came up in this era. And all the matches feel winnable. The colors have a good spread between what they can do in the answers. So I started playing that. And as I developed through, I went through the Balancing Act deck. I went through the Astral Slide, Lightning Rifts. And then I came across Sligh. Sligh's always been a favorite for me. Like that card on there, Lightning Bolt, always a classic. But somebody, when I was playing, started feeding me these different ideas. You don't need ball lightnings. What about Goblin Cadets? I mean, and it worked out. And that guy is this guy right over here. So we developed this very weird Sligh deck that
like nothing out there, I think. Yeah, I remember at one point you had 4 Reckless Abandons.
I did, and I had 4 Reckless Abandons. I was playing 4 Browbeats. By the way, if you don't play Browbeat, try it out. even just the expressions people give you when you play it against them and trying to read it correctly is worth it every single time.
It's like the Red Factor fiction, right?
Absolutely is. And
which half do you want?
now, if you do it, remember, do not target your opponent. I did that on Moto. It didn't end up well.
That's pretty much a MTGO only thing.
Yes, everyone knows the deal, but on MTGO, it was a feel-bad moment. But we cut the ball lightnings because I put in a mana base that supported Wastelands and the Mishra's Factory as a way to combat COP Red in a way, and also to get things like Cradles, etc. And that came up, I think I was featured earlier. I was able to get a turn 1 Gemstone Mine and leave them on like no mana. So it's a weird list. It works. I don't know if it's the best list.
Yeah, so 4 days ago you were on 4 Wastelands and like 1 or 2 Mishras, and now Mishras must have been really good for you this week, because now you're up to 4 Mishras and 2 Wastelands.
Absolutely. Wastelands felt like I wanted to see it. Maybe 3 might be the right number, but I felt even with 3, and I would play test on Moto. Magic Online Society is where I was able to do it. And
shout out.
Absolutely, a shout out to them. Magic Online Society, just Google them. They run leagues for Premodern, but also Legacies, Pioneers, Moderns, all that stuff. And if you play Moto, it's good for you. But I was finding that I couldn't like double spell as much as I wanted to. And that was the big thing, so I cut it down to 2. And I think the factories overall were a very good addition, because as an example, I think I played against Stasis earlier, not on camera, in the quarterfinals, and that I was able to like get under Stasis with it, or not Stasis. What am I thinking of? COP Red. But it allowed you to get through it better than I think Ball Lightning can. It just, Ball Lightning dies to so much more, and I think Wasteland just is above it, and so is Mishra's.
All right.
Absolutely. So, yeah, it was a great tournament.
Awesome. I'm really happy for you.
I am too.
We play Premodern all the time personally.
Yep.
So about like easily every week for the last 2 months we've been playing Premodern.
Yep, absolutely.
So, it's awesome seeing you be successful and take it down.
And I enjoy the card that you gave us. That's going on the wall somewhere.
Okay, great. Yeah, I don't know if the chats or the stream saw it, but we got cards for the winner and second place.
Yep, and I look at the chat. Shout out to PDS and all the guys that I've seen in MOS. You guys are great playing against you guys. You guys helped me with this this tournament, being able to play with you guys. So shout out to you guys. Shout out to Misty Mountain, Brian, Michael, all my opponents. I did not have a single bad opponent attitude-wise today. It was fantastic. There was no salt. Everyone sounded business and cheerful. It was wonderful experience.
Super positive vibe the entire day.
Absolutely.
I'll give all of our players huge props for that.
Yup.
Yeah, it was a great event. Appreciate you coming, playing, beating everybody.
Yeah, we got lucky a couple times.
Thanks to all the players that came out. Thanks for everybody who's watching us. Thanks to John, Lester, Mike, and for doing coverage with us with me. And yeah, can't be happier about how this went. Got to give out some cash for playing Premodern. That was fun.
Yeah.
It was $500 for first prize.
500 prize. Yep, indeed. So I'm looking forward to the next one, man. Next one
awesome.
when it happens.
Yeah. Thinking June for that.
June.
So,
all right.
Blackout June, so that you can be here.
Blackout June. I got this. All right, guys. Thank you so much, guys. Hope you had fun watching the stream.
Yep. Thanks a lot.
Yep. Take care, guys.
I'm just gonna step right back in.
Yeah. Oh, Mike. We're gonna. Yeah. Mike would like to talk.
Yeah, I always like to talk. It's something I like to do.
Too.
So, all right. Yeah. Kind of just echoing some of the things that BK was saying, but yeah, thanks everyone for being here for the stream. We had a lot of fun, and it is something that I think we are planning, given the feedback that we've had, that I think we can continue doing. But yeah, I think everything went pretty well according to plan. I think things went pretty smoothly, at least from my perspective. So yeah, just want to wrap things up and say thanks everyone for watching, and hope you really enjoyed the show. But So we're gonna sign things off. But until next time, take care.
And chill. Don't chill. Never beat your red deck.